One of the most common examples of Christianese, those words people in the church use all the time that don't really have any use outside of theology, is justification. But what is justification, and why should Methodists care about it? This was the topic for John Wesley's sermon number 5, Justification by Faith. I'm Reverend Ian Collier, and this is 2-Minute Methodism. After describing the situation that humanity finds itself in, namely that we're unable to live our lives without doing bad things, Wesley tells us that for Methodists, we're going to define justification as pardon, the forgiveness of sins. But while this might seem simple on its face, Wesley wants to be clear that we understand not just what justification is, but what it is not. For Methodists, justification is not actually being made morally upright. This is called sanctification. And while that's important and is related to justification, it's important for Wesley that Methodists keep the concept of forgiveness of sins separate from the concept of being actually made to be more like Jesus. Wesley also wants to be clear that justification is not God being hoodwinked or deceived by Jesus into thinking that humans aren't sinners. Instead, God sees and knows all the rotten stuff we do. But because Jesus did something that he didn't have to do when he died for us, God sees the debt that we incur when we sin as prepaid. Now it's here that Wesley gets to the boldest part of his teaching on forgiveness. God justifies, forgives the ungodly. This means that forgiveness comes even to the worst people who do the worst things imaginable before they do anything to make up for what they've done. Justification, forgiveness, comes from true faith in God, and it happens aside from any work that a sinner does, even before that person tries to make it right with someone that they've harmed. As Wesley will say, change in behavior has to follow and will follow, and good works are necessary. But in Methodism, justification is what frees a person to actually change.